Hmm.
What's going on, everybody? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV,
Jamar 4.
and we are here for a new episode of the Prelude with Scotty and Jamar. It's been it's been like a little
2 weeks?
almost.
I think it's been 2 weeks.
No, it's been a month.
A month? No.
It has been. 'Cause the last interview we did was with Eli Liberty, I believe, and I think that was
No, the
July.
last one we did was with Barry.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Oh my god.
And that
That's
wasn't that long ago.
You know what? And I believe that's why. Okay, so this isn't episode 50. It's episode 51. I forgot to put Barry's interview in the playlist. That's what it is. I'll go back and fix it. So
Oh,
this
good. All of this is just to get you to numbers. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. I have forgot to put his in a playlist, so that's why. So this is literally episode 51 of the Prelude. I'm sorry, it's episode 51. Okay, now. Before we even get into our first guest, I just want to say that even though this has already happened, it's been a couple of months since this really happened, but we're over a year now into the whole Prelude experience. It's been a year. The show went from one thing to another thing or whatever. You know what I mean? So it gives what it's supposed to give. It is what it is. In the words of the dummy, it's giving what it's supposed to give. Okay. However, yeah, I don't want to call him the baby. He's the dummy. Anybody that can flip, fuck up the bag that many ways is a dummy. So can't be a baby. You a dummy. Okay.
We
But
revisit that.
we'll be gonna read her tomorrow on Boys Night Out. We're gonna read her tomorrow on Boys Night Out. Okay. So we ain't gonna start talking about the baby right now. But however, let's get into our guest of the evening, who is from the show that Jamar is a part of the production team of, and that is the Circle Atlanta. Okay,
Hmm.
he's a rapper. He's highly energetic. He's funny, and I affectionately call him Remy Martell. And I really forgot why I called him Remy Martell. I think I said something about him giving me Remy Martins when he was rapping. So I kept calling him Remy Martell. I think that's why. And I don't even call him Martell. It's always Remy Martell all the time. And he
It was
loves
first conceded.
it. Right. However, um, let's bring him in. Here is Martell Star of the Circle Atlanta. What's going on?
What's good?
Welcome, welcome, welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It was only gonna be a matter of time before I brought my babies on. Because we've been through some things that only about 12 of us can talk about.
Oh no.
We've had some experiences, so we've become very well acquainted.
Well, we too have
Okay.
had some experiences.
So, excuse me. Scotty gave you like an initial introduction, saying, you're a rapper and, you're part of the show. But we want to hear how you introduced yourself. Like when you walk into a room, how does Martell Starr introduce himself? When you do, tell us one interesting fact about you that the audience may not know.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Martell Star. Make sure you follow me on all social media at Martell Star, MartelStar. I feel like everybody know everything about me. I feel like I really be just. I mean, if y'all don't know, I got two boyfriends. If y'all don't know, I'm the star of the Circle Atlanta. If y'all don't know, I make bomb ass music. If y'all don't know, I'm a brand ambassador for Twisted Fabric. If y'all don't know, I'm in Employment Poppin', the web series. I'm in Twisted, the web series. I'm in Seven for Love, the web series. I'm in Frenzy, the web series. I'm trying to think of everything that got me booked. I be booked, so I mean, y'all check me out.
I so this is gonna be
Oh my
impromptu.
God.
This is gonna be an impromptu question. This that I think I want to know. So like a lot of
Oh,
people, especially those of us in the Black LGBT community, we don't have like that. I don't want to say it's confidence, but like you have a self love that's through the charts. So
Amen.
like did
yes,
somebody
yes,
teach you that? Is that something that you developed on your own, or like where does that stem from?
Um, in I guess in the fullest sense, I honestly I've gotten it from God. I feel like I'm blessed. I feel like I have so many amazing things in my life. And I know because I genuinely put out good things. And I feel like all those things, like things just happen so amazingly in my life that I'm like, oh no, I can do no wrong. And that's not to say I'm perfect by any means, but I just feel like I've just gotten such blessings in my life that I have to like I can't be anything less than this because then I feel like I'm selling short of all the blessings I've received from God. So I have to be this person to just be thankful. So what you're really seeing is gratefulness.
I mean, you can't really necessarily be mad at it because everybody should, believe in themselves and say like, "Bitch, I'm sickening."
I wish people just if people love themselves half as much as I love myself, we would be in such a better place in the state of the world. I feel like most times people have just issues in their life because they're not satisfied with their particular life. They ain't satisfied with themselves for whatever reason. So if y'all love yourselves more, I promise you, y'all live a happier life.
I mean, there's no, I can't disagree. So I'm still working on that on my damn self. I'm like, well, shit.
Well, I love you, Jamar.
And and I love you.
Thank you. I love you too, Scott. There you go. I love you too, Scotty. Let me tell you, Remy Martell. So Remy Martell, let me tell you, it came about because I love myself and I'm conceited. I got a reason. And the first time I was like, I feel like he's trying to be cute with me, but it worked. Like, because no shade, I do like, and because I'm even a super big fan of Remy Ma, which is so interesting because I love Remy Martell. Because when I tell you I love myself. Like, I don't feel like I'm conceited, but I definitely like the love I have for myself. I have a reason for that. So yes, that was good. Thank you.
It just worked. It really just worked. So with your music, so like what was it that inspired you to even start doing music? Like were you always a musician or is this something you kind of picked up in your adult life?
I've grown up in church, the same old story. I've been singing all my life. But I think when I was maybe like 15 or 16, I really was just like, you know what, I'm a good songwriter. And so songwriting honestly is what my real passion is. I started rapping when I was like 19 or 20. It was legit just like they're not hearing my music fast enough as a songwriter. So I'm like, I'm gonna just put music out myself so people can hear me. Because I can't sing. If I could sing, y'all would really hate me on that show. Because that would be every time y'all see me, I'd be saying like every time if I was Meg Body or Eugene, every time you see me, I would take my shirt off. If I could sing, every time you see me, I would. Every time I was on the screen, they'd be like, lie. They'd be like, okay, Effie, calm it down. Cause look, but no, yeah. So I just started rapping when I was like 19 or 20, and it really it became this amazingness that I am. It's okay, baby. Come on. My boyfriend leaving for work. I gotta say goodbye, y'all.
Aww.
Do what you must.
But yeah, so the man that you see before you today is really just a songwriter who was like, no, I got to be heard faster. And of course, it was great because everything can do is great. And we got to hear. Make sure y'all stream Into the Night out now on all social media platforms, digital media platforms. Play that song, stream that song all day.
All day, every day.
Okay.
What were your like top 3? Would you say musical inspirations? Like, who do you go to as like, your muse?
I feel like it's changed. Like I know it'll always be The Dream. The Dream, Terrius, The Dream Nash is. I love that man to death. If y'all aren't familiar with him, he wrote Umbrella, Run the World. Any of your favorite songs by your favorite artist, he's probably written it. He is really amazing to me. Baby, you see him on the phone right now, right? It is talking to my dog. Sorry, y'all. But it's really amazing to me. He has such an artistry, and his pen game is ridiculous. So he's always going to be like my number one inspiration. I love Dawn Richard. She used to be in Danny Kane and then Diddy Money, and now she's an amazing solo artist. Her artistic like vision is ridiculous. I've never really seen such creativity from a single person, and it just blows my mind. So she's always my go-to. And it can range. I mean, I love Beyonce. I think Beyonce has a work ethic that is unmatched. So my top 3 really are it's The Dream as a writer, Dawn for her creativity, and Beyonce for her work ethic. Like as much as I love myself, if I could work the way Beyonce, if I worked as hard as Beyonce worked, half as hard, shit, who knows where I'd be? Not that I don't work hard, but like she has a level of like, oof,
into the ground.
Literally. Right. And now she's a budget too, so that makes a difference.
Dawn Around the Armor On mixtape with like Bomb, Save Me From You.
Come on, that was good. That's when Dawn first came out.
And was 86 on
86 was a good
Boulevard.
song. Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
her new
okay.
album, if you haven't heard her new album, it is so amazing.
Parts of it. There's like,
The second line, Pressure's amazing. Selfish is my favorite song in the album. Missing that Dawn Richard interview, though. We ain't gonna talk about it too much, but y'all go stream that album.
I just thought about it.
But no, I love that.
Okay. So tell us about your new record, End of the Night, and how it came about.
End of the Night, honestly, I wrote that just literally. I was driving and I probably started writing it. I was just listening to some instrumentals. And I heard one and it had this little guitar in it. And that's my I want to be edgy. I'm very eclectic, so I feel like my sound's just all over the place. It's all around. There's still very Martell vibes to it. Anytime you hear a Martell song, it's a bounce, like there's a little ratchet to it, like, okay, that's Martell. But End of the Night, it definitely has like these little trap rock vibes. It's very grungy. And the song literally is about what happens when the night's over. So once we leave the club, we already drunk, we fucked up. Now, well, what's about to go home? I'm about to go home. I'm about to get chose by somebody. Like, what's about to happen? And actually, no, we know I'm about to get chose by somebody, or I'm about to do some choosing. And we get drunk, we go home and do woompty whoomp whoomp, and that's really what the song's about. And we all have those experiences. We all been out to the club every now and then, and we had a couple of drinks, we feeling good, and we know, like, oh, okay, there goes Bay for the night.
Just for the night.
Okay.
Been there, done that. I'm trying to get out of that life, though.
I believe it. Or stay in it if you want to. Don't feel like you're gonna leave it. Look, I say if you a hoe, be a hoe, embrace that hoe. Or anything in between. Listen.
I'll not embrace the hoe though, but you know what? Look.
I always tell folks, live your best life. Just do it healthily and happily.
Things I tell him all the time, but he don't listen to me.
Okay, if you ain't hurt nobody, ain't nobody hurting you. You go ahead and you live your best life.
She's trying to shade me right now, but that's fine because I'm the next week.
I'm not shading you, at least not this time anyway.
I can't tell the difference, so I just assume the shade every time.
Why is it so hard to detect to see if I'm being shady or not? Because, like he just said, he thought I was being shady when I called him Ruby Martell, and I really wasn't being shady.
And see, well, I know you. See, Jamar should know better because Jamar to know you for some time. That was my first time, and I'm like, okay, Remy Martell, but that's cute, so I'm gonna take it.
It's one of those things that just sticks.
Listen, sticks like grits.
Okay. So, what is your writing / creative process? How does it go? When you're in a creative mode.
It can vary. There's times where I'll hear something and like I hear it, and it's like I literally build the entire thing. So if I'm literally just sitting down to write a song, I imagine a video out and I'm writing to the video in my head ultimately. So I can hear something and I just picture like exactly how the video is playing out. And at that point, like, last call, we at the VIP, we trying to get drunk. Like I'm trying to take this mask off and go home and do whatever. And so, yes, once I hear it and like I can see the vision, I write off of what the vision is. Other times, like I may be sitting somewhere, I'm like, oh, that's dope. And I just write my cute little bar down real quick. It's not, who writes with a pen and paper anymore? I type it in my phone, but still, you know what I mean.
Sometimes some people just like to jot because like the phone. I mean, it's good for like quick little notes because I have like an entire lyric sheet.
Yeah, I think it's vibey. Like if I'm writing, it's because I'm trying to like vibe and really get into like a something. Like if I'm like physically handwriting something, like I'm probably like I'll have my headphones on. I'm probably drinking wine and smoking, and I'm in a mood for that. Versus like if I'm just listening, I'm just in the zone. Like I'll probably on my phone. But like if I'm pen and paper writing, oh, we know that's gonna be a good song because I ain't sat there and I got into that.
None of the creators that I know are able to create their music completely sober.
In the night, I wrote that while I was driving in the car. So it ranges, but I know like them good songs. I probably smoke a little weed, whatever, take a little sip, and then that'll give me something. But Into the Night was a sober track, surprisingly enough.
Well, hey, it can happen. I just know it's not for me. I think too much when you so it.
Hey, man.
So how did you come across the Circle Atlanta auditions? Like, how did you find out about the show and what made you want to join the show?
Well, I am a member. Right, I'm an actor with A Connection TV, which is Wesley Henderson's production. ACTV is this amazing. It's almost like it's an indie Netflix. Ultimately, it's black owned, it's gay owned, and that's where I do Point and Poppin' and Frenergy. So they actually put the casting out. They posted on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, okay. So Wes posted it. So I'm like, okay, it's trustworthy. Wes posted it, so I submitted for it. And it was kind of nerving. So when I initially saw the posting was actually for a bit different than what the show actually is. I guess just the direction it was leading. But it was still basically just creatives coming together for a project. So once I submitted for it, I don't think probably wasn't Jamar. You could probably answer the question more clearly as far as like the time frame. But I feel like it was like I submitted and like 2 or 3 days later they sent the email back like, let's go and set up an audition. And we auditioned. I feel like my first audition was horrible, honestly. I know. Were you there, Jamar, for my first audition?
I was probably not. I don't think I was because, and how this sort of came about, or how I kind of came into this whole project, is because Lester and Wesley are both two people that I've known for like over a decade. So the only way this kind of project.
Well, I really don't know Nunu, but I know Wesley. We all used to do so we've been doing YouTube for so many years. So that's how we know each other. Like I go way back with Wesley back when he was Mona Simone on
Okay. Mona is back, just so you know.
When she was first
I know.
So we
were the original Mona.
Like over a decade, and that was like the only way. Like he was like, "Do you want to be a part of this process?" I have a member or a spot open on the team, and so I came in like maybe halfway through a lot of the casting. So I was like watching everybody's stuff, and I remember I was watching yours. I don't know if that was the first or the second one. I couldn't tell, but I was just like, "This one here."
This one here.
This one
Listen.
Here.
And that's what sometimes I when I think like when people see me like what do people really think? Because I know I can be so much energy. I know I can be overwhelming for people, and it's just like But I know I'm entertaining nonetheless. Like I feel like even people who even say they hate me, like I'm still entertaining to watch. Like I'm one of those people where because I know I'm a malicious person, so it's not like no one's watching me for like oh he gonna be spicy, he gonna be drama. It's like what the fuck is this nigga gonna do next? So whether you like me or you don't, it's definitely entertaining.
I would definitely agree. But that's in this space. What are you saying, Scotty?
When I first saw him in the trailer, I really didn't know what he was going to give. Like, it's like some people on the show you could tell exactly who they would be, what role they play, but with Martell, I had a question mark on him. I think I told you that when you first showed me the trailer. I'm like, I don't know what to say about him because I don't know what I don't know. It's like you're saying. Because I remember watching it, I said, I think I'm gonna like Jewel. That's the first person that caught my attention. I was like, I think I'm gonna like Jewel, and I said on top of that, she reminds me of Bucky from.
Come on, Shay.
Yeah, I don't like to say Shay because I don't like Shay. I like Bucky. I don't like Shay. But I would say that I'm a like Jewel. I kept saying it from the very beginning, but I was just like, I don't know exactly what he's gonna give. And then when I seen you on the show, I'm like, okay, he is gonna be the funny person, like the comic relief. That's what he's gonna be, because you really can't tell.
I don't even think I'm funny in real life. Like I feel like I literally just be being me, and people be all like, "Oh, you're so funny." I'm like, I'm not doing anything funny. And if I was intentionally attempting to be funny, it doesn't come off funny. Like I know even when I act, like I'll be like a lot of my comedy roles, they're honestly like just ad lib because I feel like when I'm trying to be funny, it doesn't come across right. So I think it's wild that people just find me so, but I do too. As I'm watching the show, I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm fucking hilarious. It's like,
yeah. I understand what you're saying because with me doing videos so long, people be saying how funny I am, and I'm like, girl, I'm not funny.
Okay, but you are because let me tell you, between you and Really Be TV, I don't pick because I feel like I think all of y'all for doing these amazing reviews. Y'all all do such a great job. But I think you two are also the first two. I saw Really Be first, and I saw you, and y'all have just been hilarious to me. So yeah, I'd be tickled.
Like even when me and Jamar talk, he laughs at me, and I don't even be trying to be funny. I'm like, shit, what you laughing at? I was trying to.
I asked the
Okay,
same.
like bitch, ain't hit no comedy.
So he'd be hysterically laughing at some of the shit. I'd be dead ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. I can never like sit down, write a joke, make someone laugh. It's like that's not how this works. It just kind
It's the
of.
way you say stuff with you, Jamar. You don't understand. It's the face you have and the way you say it. You say the shit with a straight face.
But
Because
because I'm
sometimes
being
it needs
dead
to be
ass,
said straight.
there's no like what else is there to say it with?
Because when Jamal gonna be laughing because it ain't no joke. Like y'all think it's funny, but I ain't joking with you.
It'd be
Okay.
funny as
I'd
fuck.
be dead ass, and then people looking like, oh, haha. I'm like, where's the joke? But tell me, like, how was it filming your very first scene? What was your first scene actually?
My very first scene was the ACTV launch party.
Oh,
And so and now I can be most honest. I feel like it was such a new experience. Like so I know I walked in like even like I remember asking like I was like, what time do I need to be there? And he was like, well, what time do you need to be there? And I said, well, typically I just get to places when I get there. And he said that should be fine then. And I remember like I just showed up like when I tell you like it's not even like a genuine. I don't do it on purpose. I just be late to shit. Like I know I have a really bad thing with time management. So I just be late to every fucking thing. Can I cuss? I'm a cuss in your house. But if it's too much, y'all stop me. But I be just late to everything all the time. And honestly, like but I also know too. So one thing I can say, so even when I think about work, like once I'm at a place now where I work, I kind of have a little bit of free reign where I'm like, I get there when I get there. But I know being like when I was real young, like going to jobs and stuff, I was still late. And so my thought was, I just have to be the best performer. I have to be the best there because I know that's gonna people will fire you for being late all the time, but it's like we can't fire you because you make the most money for us. We can't fire you because you're the most productive. We can't fire you because you're the best person here. And typically that's how I set myself apart. I always know I'm going to over excel at everything else that I do because I know people care about their time and I'm not that I don't respect their time, but I know I'm not going to be able to meet you where you need me to be time wise. So okay, well, baby, I'm gonna give you 150% everything else because I'm gonna be late.
it's like why can't you ever be? What stops you from being timely?
You know, I don't even know. There's times, and I'm like, there's times where I've watched myself, and I'm like, you just sat here for 30 minutes when you probably could just be getting dressed. Like, there's times I just be bullshitting, but there's times where it just be like, it's just a range of things in life. A lot of it honestly is probably poor time management, but also I have a distorted perception of time. So if I get someplace one time in 10 minutes, no matter how long, I'm always like, oh, 10 minutes, regardless of traffic, regardless of weather, nothing. So
Traffic be damned.
yeah. Either way, though, I'm gonna get there when I get there. I'm gonna still shine. Y'all still gonna be happy to see me.
I mean, I'm glad that was I forgot that was your first. Because I'm thinking like, because my first time meeting everybody was the episode that we just saw. Because
At
I wasn't even,
the day party.
yeah, at the brunch. I wasn't in Atlanta yet.
At the day party.
ACT. I think I got there like the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's talk about your very unique relationship with not one but two niggas.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So, because
I
I mean,
want to know.
we
I want to know.
it's already unique enough that those kind of relationships are even out there. It's more unique when it's people that look like us and are LGBT at the same time. Because you typically won't even hear about that. Like that's why it was like, wait, what?
No, typically when you see polyamorous couples, typically it's a man and two women, and that's overall that's the average. It's very sister wise. That's what people have in their mind of when they think of polyamorous relationships. Typically a white man and two women, and sometimes even there's black polyamorous couples, but on average you don't see three gay black men in a polyamorous relationship. And I wish we could see more because they're out there. But I think too there is such a stigma. There's so much people do. People are often concerned with people think, and there are people who just they can't wait to say, "Oh my gosh, how do you have two boyfriends? I can never do that. That can never be me. I can let my man be blah blah blah, skip." And it's like, girl, well, you don't have anybody at all right now. So instead of focusing on what you couldn't do, focus on what you can do. And I know I can do so many things, like handle two boyfriends, and it's amazing.
Well, let me say this. I can't have two boyfriends because I ain't got no boyfriend. So,
And there's nothing wrong with being single. Like I said, it's the people who always it's the people who are negative about things that I never understood that. Like, to be single, I'm alone by myself, but then to say I can't have two boyfriends, like, you're really limiting yourself when you're already limit. Oh shit! Sorry, y'all. I made it so. You already limited it. Like, so why continue to limit yourself?
I'm guessing
But
it's because it's a thing of people not understanding it. Because and it's something different, and people, a lot of times when you're dealing with something different like that, some people may not understand it, so it's frowned upon because they don't understand it. Instead of educating themselves about it, they turn their nose up at it. Like, I ain't turn my nose
absolutely.
up at it, but it was just weird to me because I never seen it. And when I say it was weird to me, I don't mean it in a negative way. It was
Yeah,
just weird
and
to
I
me
don't
because
even
I never
receive it that
seen
way.
it before. And so it's kind of like, okay, now how does he do that? You know what I mean? Because I can't imagine dealing with two boyfriends because I barely want to deal with one. So it's like, how can I deal with two? Because of the way my Aquarius ass attitude is, one minute I love you so much, and then the next minute I don't want to be around your ass for a couple of days. So how the hell am I would be able to juggle two men at the
That's
same day?
exactly how. So I'll say for me. So y'all see me. I'm super personable. I just love being, with people. I enjoy just that social interaction. But that is also in a public space. If I'm like in my personal space, like in home, like I'm very like when I be home, I be home. Like, I'm real secluded. Like, I enjoy my personal space. So even in the process of dating, that was something that I was still just getting adjusted to, is having people in my space. So the benefit, of course, with having two boyfriends is that I can say, "Hey, babe, I need space right now, so I can just have my little time," and babe won't be offended because there's another babe. So boyfriend number one can go to boyfriend number two, and I can be by myself. No one's feeling like, oh, Martell just wants to be away from us or anything like that. And vice versa. I think those are one of the great benefits where we can have space and no one's technically alone if they don't want to be.
See, that same benefit would be one of the things I'd be the most concerned about from my end, just because the way my jealous ass works, I'm like, okay, if I spend too much time by myself, these two bitches are going to develop their own shit, and I'm going to start getting left out of shit, feeling like the third wheel in my own relationship. That's where my head goes.
And that's where communication, because even there's times where I think we all could probably get to that place, like, oh, what they doing, like, oh, like, or like anything. Like, there may be times where I don't know how explicitly, there may be times where if I'm like, say I'm working, but they have free time, they may start messing around and doing whatever, boom, 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 and I could be like, oh, y'all just like having sex without me. But it's like, well, you're a grown man, this is your relationship, so I can just jump in whenever I want. And no one's not, and it's not, there's no weirdness about that. It is. We're adults. We're all consenting adults. We're very understanding and we communicate. And that's what's most important. So that way, no one does feel that way. Because I know for me, I never want them to feel like, oh, like, I feel like, oh, well, we're getting, I'm feeling left out of this, because we're a unit. So I want both of them to feel just as confident in me as I do in them. So, and again, when you find the right partners, that's how those things happen. So let me tell you, Jamar, you can have your two boyfriends if you want them. I believe it.
Let's work one at a time.
One at a time. Come on.
Let's go one at a time.
We gotta work
I'm just
on
letting you know the
we gotta
possibilities
work
are
on
there.
getting one boyfriend first. We gotta work on getting one. We
Yeah,
both gotta work on
let's
getting one.
maintain one, and if God sees fit to give you more and in abundance,
Overflow.
then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Come on.
Yeah,
I just always say keep an open mind.
that's what's crazy to me. I know I wouldn't be able to juggle two boyfriends. See, while I'm out dating and talking to different people, I could sit and talk to different people all day. Oh, today I'm gonna text this one. Tomorrow I ain't gonna deal with this one tomorrow. I'm gonna text this one tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna text that. Like, I could talk to maybe three people at one time when I'm just talking to people, but just having a relationship with two different people. I don't know. Because my thing is, I'm so up and down, and I have so many different mood swings. Even with like, I'll be like, y'all go fuck with each other. Just leave me the fuck alone.
and
Like,
and sometimes it be like that. Like, and not in the sense of like just get out of it, but to say it do. Like, I'm telling you, there's times where, like I said, like I know me, and there's times where I'm like, let me just go ahead and just give me a moment, just decompress. Maybe I just come home from work, I had a bad day, and it could be anything. If I just know I need a moment, like then that's okay. And even in single relationship or in one-on-one relationships, just a monogamous relationship, you should still be able to tell your partner, babe, I need some space, and they should just be like, okay, I understand. And that's how that's what communication does.
I'm gonna be nosy for a second because
Absolutely.
I'm imagining like all the different scenarios that this type of relationship would you would encounter. Is there ever a times where two people start a session and the third one comes in and they just kind of blend right into the session and you just become
Every
one?
time. I can
wow.
there's many times where it's just like we all here, so we about to just womp womp. But there's many times where I walked in like, oh, okay, well, or somebody be like, oh, what y'all got? Okay, come on, we get going. Like, so yeah. Again, because these are my boyfriends, so you have to ask to jump in with me because it'd be different again. We just when I'm tired, like, okay, hey babe, let's do it tomorrow. But like if I'm already going, I'm not gonna tell my other boyfriend like, oh well, you can't come in when we got like. Nigga, come on.
And then like, or if you're not in the mood, the other two are just like, oh, just sitting here watching Netflix.
It's been that sometimes. Like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm about to lie. I ain't about to give y'all what y'all need to do. But y'all go ahead. Let me just go ahead and watch, and then we can all just cuddle afterwards.
Oh,
See,
y'all
So
sleep in
again,
the same bed?
yeah, we live in the same apartment together. We sleep in the same bed. Like we raise these. We have two cats and a dog that we're raising together. We're living in. We're a unit. We're a family. We're a family.
Oh. Hmm.
we'll be here for. How do you do like Valentine's Day?
So now and these are things you have to be mindful of when getting into a polyamorous relationship. No, we all try to definitely contribute evenly. So say maybe if we go on a date, there may be times where I say, hey, I want to take you guys out. And so I know now I have to now pay for myself, my boyfriend, and my boyfriend. So I'm paying for 3 meals versus it's just me and my boyfriend. We're paying for 2. But again, we're all doing that. Or there may be days where it's like, hey babe, I got the drinks, you pay for the meal, and somebody pay for the tip. Like we all make it work. So there's times where it's like, okay, I'm about to rub my pockets, but there's times where it balances out. But again, if you're all communicating and you're all doing what your equal parts, then that little break comes out. Them box braids come out real even when you got the 3 strands right. It's when your strands ain't nappy that your braids be flying away and your lace be all looking a mess.
I just can't imagine waking up in the morning. Good morning, babe. Good morning, babe.
That's exactly what it is.
Like I'm already like the type of person that I get hot. Like I'll cuddle for a little bit and then I'm like, get away, it's too hot, get away from me. And I'm like, there's nowhere to run.
Listen, so I'm cold all the time. Like and these are the most hot blooded niggas I've ever met. When I tell you, they swear it's 900 degrees every month. I ain't about to get into it right now, y'all. But again, those things happen. You guys just work it out. Fine. That's the hardest. Honestly, the hardest part about moving in with somebody is trying to determine what the temperature should be. If you can get past temperature settings, you can make it through anything. Let me tell you, that's a test of a relationship. Ask your babe what the temperature should be in the house, and that's gonna be the biggest argument that you will ever have. We fight. Let me tell you, we can leave the heat. We don't even have to cut the air on. It's 98 degrees, perfect. But they be like, oh no, cut the air on. It's so cool. Am I on 62?
Me and my ex got into it all the time because he was the one that likes to keep the air on 68 with the ceiling fan on, with the window up in December.
That's how you catch the flu.
That's what I said.
Come on.
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, y'all gonna catch the influenza.
What you say, Scotty?
I said you do not go to sleep with no fucking ceiling fan on. Be sick as fuck the next day. No.
Okay, that's when I tell you, I be wrapped up insecure. I be in bed like you would think it. Every day is a winter day. I be up under that blanket, under that comforter, and I be so warm and it's so comfortable.
Oh God. Well, shifting gears a bit here. So we just saw episode 4, which is I think the start of
The
everything that we
drama.
The mess,
everything
the
that we
mess.
know is to come. With you being a bear witness to both of the highly discussed scenes, what was your take on it, sort of experiencing it in real time and then watching it back on screen?
I feel like they went on too long, both in real time and video. If you watch in the show, we start in the argument started with Jewel and Melvin inside of the venue. And then when we get outside, the argument stopped. The folks are laughing, kikiing a little bit, and it's like, "Oh, girl, I wish we didn't have to do all this." And then they get started again. Like, why did we get back to this? Like, we're about to go home. And to me, it just felt like, okay, we're dragging this. And so initially, and like I said, so that was the third scene I think that we had shot at all. So in 3 scenes, we already had two major altercations. Honestly, I was like, this is fake. And that's why I feel like there's a lot of stuff I'm like, well, there's no need to even deal with it. Like, if you look at me all this season, Scotty, you'll see when they're fighting and arguing every time I just be over here just because I'm like, this is stupid. Because no one knows each other. They're not fighting over things about each other. Like, again, the Jewel and B fight was over B Hawk, who's not even on the show. The whole altercation that Rico had at the ACTV event was with 4 from, I'm not sure he's on one of those other web series. So I mean, like, these are people who aren't even on the show. That's why I'm like, this isn't even real. Like, I couldn't understand how we were having all these altercations. And so I feel like a lot of things are very productionalized. I feel like a lot of things like, oh, okay, I'm about to get real spicy because we on camera now. And it's like, I feel a lot of that stuff was necessary. And it just felt so long. And I didn't understand why we're dragging this on so long. But I guess, we got our footage. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to sit here, I'm going to argue all day.
So, do you feel like the conversation could have gone a different way if it wasn't being taped?
If it wasn't being taped, there wouldn't even been a conversation. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like, again, I don't even think those are two people. Like, Melody and Jewel would have never been come across each other except for this show. And then even in the aspect, I feel like realistically that should have been something like, it should have been a call like, "Hey, girl, I was wrong. I'm crazy. Whatever," and it should have been done with. But instead, we're bringing it on to the next day, and spoiler alert, throughout the entire fucking season. Like, so if y'all are tired of it, I'm sorry. Get prepared. I'm all season though. Let me tell you, I'm on all season, so y'all get ready for me. But the nonsense, it just goes on all season long. It's gonna get tiring. It gets boring. People who enjoy that though, there are people who just enjoy to watch mess and they thrive in toxicity and conflict. Let me tell you, I got a show coming for y'all.
4.5 weeks.
4.5 weeks of toxicity.
4.5 weeks, child. What was I going? Oh, now this is what I did agree with, because even though I was, this is my first time going there, I was like going back and forth because I was filming the panel that same Sunday that they did this brunch. So some of this stuff I did miss, and I was like, why, as a viewer, taking off my producer hat and as a viewer, why did Eugene try to bring up this whole discussion in front of everybody? Because if he had pitched it to me the way he pitched it to Jewel, I was thinking, okay, it's gonna be me, Melly B, Eugene's gonna, mediate, and it's gonna be like a side conversation with just the 3 of us. And it probably could have been something, but when you're brought up amongst these people that you don't know, like I feel like instinctively, a lot of us will try to be like I don't want to say like the tough guy, but you feel more pressure to perform. You
feel emboldened when you have an audience.
Yes.
And so I feel like in that situation, people had an audience. Melly B had an audience, so he felt emboldened to behave the way he did. And even like, again, as 2 adults, I know I can have beef with somebody. I'm gonna let you say everything you need to say, so I can tear everything down. Everything you bring to me, I can assure you, I can refute everything. If I know I'm in the right, I can refute everything that you're going to say. So I want you to say everything. So you go ahead and get all this out, baby. So I can go ahead and tear every motherfucking thing down. So to even be in a conversation and not even allow somebody to speak, you didn't want to have a conversation. You wanted to have a scene for the show. There, again, we were emboldened when we have an audience.
So do you feel like if they wasn't an audience there, do you feel like there could have been like more of a resolve and it probably would have nipped this whole situation in the butt earlier?
Had Eugene, Jewel, and Melvin just sat somewhere separate and just had a conversation, it wouldn't have been any of this. But at the same time, that's not entertaining. No one wants to see people resolve things. I mean, realistic. I think it was already established. They're not going to build. They weren't going to recover from that. There was no way that they were going to, because it was very clear they saw very differently. And Jewel was offended now because you've continued to misgender and insult her friend. So at that point, yeah, there was no recovery from that. So at best case basis, they could have gotten to a common ground like, okay, girl, I ain't gonna talk to you, ain't gonna talk to me, we done. But again, we wanted to make this a group conversation. And I don't solely blame Eugene, because again, we all saw it coming. And so it wasn't the time. It definitely was not the place. But you just live and learn.
Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. I just love to see like what everyone else is like. We were all there. So like, what was their perspective? What was your perspective? So I mean, it's been a very hot topic, and I knew it was. I was like, y'all just wait for these kumbaya honeymoon episodes. Enjoy it while it lasts, because it will not last. Because I think a lot of people, the first couple episodes are like, oh, this is very cute. Everyone
it's
loves
cute,
each
but
other.
when's it get? And
like,
but see, that's crazy that people even want that though. Like, when does it get messy? Like when people watch a show, and this is, and I feel like there's not. No one knows what the goal of the show is, and this is even like I'm like I don't know what we were supposed to achieve at the end of this thing, but whatever it was, I don't feel like anyone knew per se. So to even say like, oh, this is so nice, but where's the drama? Like people were just waiting and they were thriving for that moment when it's like, oh, I can't wait to see somebody get red. I can't wait to see somebody fight. I can't wait to see like. But there's so many like all these people on the show, and they say that they're. I mean, we're activists, we're actors, we're musicians, we're so many things, and people are telling all these things that they are, and no one's saying, I can't wait to hear more music from Martell, or I can't wait to see Jules speak again, or I can't wait to see like any more people at auditions. They're like, oh, I can't wait to see people fight. And baby, you could have just got on World Star for that.
That's not really what people want, because if you see like Chasing LA showed you nothing but conflict and fighting.
Nothing but drama from start to finish.
From the very beginning.
Drama.
And
we didn't understand it.
Because there was no context, there was no interest. We didn't know any idea why they were fighting.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point of the show? Like, what are we? And so and I will say even that I don't feel like we are seeing. I'm hoping. I mean, there's still 75 more episodes to come, so I'm sure we will get to delve into. Because I would like to. I would like to see what everyone does. Because again, I feel like if you name your resume, let's see it. So I would love to see people actually working and doing the things they say that they do. But right now we've just seen lots of altercation. So hopefully, well, I do know again, episode 5, you get to see me in the studio. I know that for a fact. Me and Eugene are in there. We did the End of the Night remix. You get to see some time with me and my boyfriends, a little quality time spent. So I know that episode's gonna be good. Y'all gonna be so happy to enjoy me. I can't wait.
Y'all gonna be so happy to enjoy me. No, not the episode, but me.
I mean, I'm sure that the rest of the episode is going to be good too, but y'all know.
Go ahead, Scotty.
So without the spoilers, what are you the most excited to see play back from this season without giving anything away?
There were some really amazing moments. Again, I didn't know Jewel until the day we started filming. That first day of filming was the day I met Jewel. So you like, and it like when I tell you like that was probably one of the most genuine connections I've ever made. Like the moment I saw her, she just immediately like she stood out to me, and she was like, I want to know this person. So I just love watching our friendship build in like I'm watching it. So it's like I experienced it in real life, and now I'm reliving memories. So again, I think that probably is just watching me build with the people who I build with. People who are respectable people who are hard workers, people who are friendly and loving, and people who inspire me to be a better artist and a better person in that same sense. So yeah, I that's why I'm most excited just about seeing my growth with my friends.
Okay. So how was it working with Jamar during the season?
You know, Jamar like because Jamar was super low key, like initially. Because I think the very first thing, like, it was like, oh, okay, I met Jamar, but it was real low key. I think the first time I really paid attention to Jamar, there's an event, a speed dating event that we go to that only the cast shows up for, and
You
that's
were,
why I thought, huh?
you were there for that?
At the speed dating event,
Oh,
there was only like 7 people in the whole room. But that's why I feel like that's where me and Jamar, I was like, okay, there's so much personality to Jamar. And Jamar is a ball of energy. And then I don't know if I can say this, I'm gonna say it anyway. At the reunion, we got to meet Anastasia. And so now it's like to see just so like
oh yeah.
Jamar is an amazing person to see so many aspects of Jamar. And again, and I appreciate it. I feel like Jamar definitely picks up a lot of slack, and he definitely he does a lot to make sure things are communicated and you're appreciated.
Bruh. If we
I
ain't
just
gonna
want
go.
I want if no one said it to you, I want you to know I appreciate you. I appreciate what you
Thank
do in the efforts that you make.
Thank you, Martell, for saying that. Because baby, I be getting drugged through the mud. I'm just like, what did I do?
I'm sure. But
But
again,
I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
again, can't nobody stop you from doing you but you. So shit, let them talk.
Well, I'm glad that you said that he's a ball of energy because most people don't believe that. They just think that
Really?
he's just monotone and stiff and don't say shit, don't talk, just says enough to get by. They do not know him.
So are you talking about people on the internet?
Yeah, people in general. Yeah, like they really don't think that he's a ball of energy. Like when they see
Oh, because
us two, like when they see us two being friends, they think I'm the one with the ball of energy. But
but maybe they gotta get in person or something. Like
it's
I feel like
really the other
the
way
Jamar I know,
around.
like the Jamar I know is bright and lovely.
when I'm
Yeah,
comfortable and I have something to say, then that's when I start to have fun. Otherwise, I
yeah.
have to serve the room and make sure there's no enemies around.
Okay, listen. So well, you know what to do with your enemies. If you find you have enemies around, just pray for them. You know what to say.
Your favorite hashtag kill 'em God.
Listen.
Right. So, was there anything edited out from the lunch party that we didn't see? You know, with the whole Rico confrontation and stuff like that. Was there anything that we did not see that happened?
Um. No, y'all probably saw more than what y'all needed to see. Because again, there was lots of talking, but nothing happened. And I think that's my issue too. Like, we did all this screaming and yelling. If nothing's gonna come from it, you just did that to make a scene. Um, so yeah, I feel like y'all probably saw way more than what y'all needed to see. There wasn't anything. I wish they would have showcased more of what we were there for, more of the actual party, more of the different shows that we displayed. We watched Magic, which is a short film with Watch ACTV. We watched Frenergy, which I star in, with Kevin Labrise, and my wonderful friend Devin. We are all starring in that. And then they showed The Mister, which is also a show on Watch ACTV, and they showed that little clip of Frenergy, and that was it. So I'm like, I wish at those events we could have showcased more of the art, but instead we focus a lot more on the unnecessary drama.
Okay. Well, we talked about this earlier because we're going to switch gears here for a bit.
Okay.
Into a bit of the hot topics, and we're trying to get everyone's opinion on the recent stories about the baby losing all the bags that he ever had.
Mm-hmm.
What were your opinion on the comments, the dumbass comments that he made at Rolling Loud?
So a lot of times I think, does this need to be said? So if I could just imagine me being an artist, I'm performing at Rolling Loud, which is an amazing festival. There's so many people who came there to see that man. It could be, if y'all having a good time, put your lighters up. If y'all enjoying my music, put your lighters up. But instead, it was, if you ain't got HIV and AIDS, put your lighters up. If your pussy smell like water, put your, what happened to you that led you to that moment where you said, I'm gonna go on stage and I'm gonna say this? Of all the things I could say and all the things I could do, I could say to my fans, the people who paid money to see me, this is what I'm gonna offer. I can't. A lot of times I just don't understand like what causes people to say. And again, there was no purpose for that. I don't like he said anything that was even like
There was the
he didn't say anything
prompts.
that was even like that had any like substance to it. There was nothing like it. At least it was like like if he was like if you were a Republican or something like maybe he got Republicans. He was pushing for a movement or something. There was no movement he was pushing for. There was no reason for that other than to simply say I want to disrespect somebody. And when you intentionally disrespect someone, you face the consequences for that. So it is unfortunate for him that he's going through this. However, I don't see that it's not. It's unfortunate for him. Because again, if I was somebody who just saw in real time all of my contracts, if I just saw things fading away from my face, I would be embarrassed. Like I think that's horrible. So that part it's very unfortunate for him because and I do honestly I like some of his music. So I'm like to be such a talented artist and you want to destroy yourself by being stupid. Like I don't feel like anybody was really out there like that's right, the baby. You say that like I'm sure no one was out there with their self on the air like I am one
It's
of those
always
people.
that one bitch.
Like
It's
so
always
I'm
that
like
one.
but and then again, but if that is true, maybe he needs to find a different audience. Like I feel like the former host of Celebrity Apprentice. I feel like the people who support him, they support him. He found his audience, and let me tell you, they are working with him. So maybe the baby should find an audience who agrees with that rhetoric. He probably should actually join in with the former host of Celebrity Apprentice, because then I'm sure they have a very similar rhetoric.
It was just the part about it was just so strange because it was so specific. Like if you don't just put your lighters in the air, if you don't have HIV/AIDS and you have a disease that's gonna die and kill you in 2 to 3 weeks, and it's gonna happen to
Like
you on a Thursday at 3:12 p.m.
put your phone in the air if you ain't sucking dick. I'm like, who was sucking dick in the parking lot when he pulled up? Like, was he there? He was like, look at them niggas sucking dick. I'm gonna talk about this. Like he was in a that man had to be in such a tiffy when he got on stage. He couldn't wait till his set was over. Like, I'm gonna say some shit now.
It was very strange, very uncalled for. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, that's what I just wanted to offend somebody. People, I hate when people say they don't know. You know you're being offensive. In 2021, as an adult, you know you're being offensive.
Or my favorite, it's only freedom of speech. He has a right to his opinion. He can say whatever it is
He
he wants.
does,
And he absolutely has the right to say whatever he wants. And then
and
the
those
people didn't have a right to react however they want. So in which case, if I decide, you said what you wanted to say, I'm glad you said it. I'm gonna then take those statements and decide I'm not gonna be listening to your music anymore.
Okay,
And
and
that's my choice.
as a corporation can choose not to align with those views.
Absolutely, yeah.
Exactly.
Again, you can say what you want. I appreciate you. You stand on that platform. Die on that hill if you need to. I'm going to take my little package back though because I can't die on the hill with you.
I want them to do.
So you also have to look at your friends too. When your friends say stupid shit like that, you have to think about that. Like, because again, if you continue to support that stupid, if you don't stop your friend from like the police, a good police officer doesn't exist. If you see bad police doing things and you don't do anything to stop it. If you see bad happening and you allow it to happen, you're just as bad. You're complicit in those bad actions.
Exactly.
So yeah, so even the baby's friends, if y'all don't agree with him, y'all should be letting him know, like, bruh, you shouldn't, yeah. Because I'm gonna assume if you the baby, I'm assuming the daughter thinks like that too, and the son and the mama and all of them, all of the does, they all think the same. So if you the friend, you probably think like him too. If you the auntie, you probably think like him too. So that's why I can't allow my friends to. I would be embarrassed again if my friends are out here saying stupid shit like, "Oh, hey baby, look, come here real quick. Let me talk to you because you look stupid." And again, I think if my friends are stupid, that would make me look stupid from being with them, and we can't have that.
I agree, most definitely. Um, so my favorite part of these interviews when we have people on the show from
Oh, y'all about to
LGBT
embarrass me.
favorite part of the show, okay? And it's a game that we play, and it includes everybody on your cast, excluding yourself. And we go down the list.
So I'm not gonna be the answer for anything.
No, 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 no. Listen
Okay.
to what I'm saying.
Okay. Let me listen to the rule first. I'm sorry.
So you go down the list of the other people that's on the show, and you describe them, each person that we name, with either one word or one sentence or your exact true feelings about that particular person. And we don't want no Christmas pageant ass answer. We want you to be 100% honest. If you have to be politically correct, that's fine, but don't be too um
Don't be too
Miss
cute.
USA. Don't be too Miss USA. But I'll start. The first person that we're gonna name is Millie B.
What about him?
Whatever you want to say. Is
What
that
about
what?
him?
Well, then there's his. That is his answer. The next person that we're gonna name is Jewel.
How many? I can use one word.
You can use
One
one
word.
word.
Blessing. Amazing. What? A witch. Beautiful. Bad. Talented. Strong. Independent. Successful. It's a bunch
Okay.
of one word. Y'all can pick whichever one you want. They all apply.
Alyssa.
She dances. She dances. She honestly, she dances really well. She used to perform at Burkhart's, and when I
Uh,
said on the show, like she put on a she dances really well. She's an amazing performer.
okay.
I do want to see her live and in person one of these days because I've heard good things. Heard good things. Rico.
Laughable.
Oh Lord.
Tevin.
Tevin. Spicy, sassy, intelligent, hardworking, diligent, a boss, bossy. Hair. Actually, no. Phrase for Tevin: hair flip. That I was thinking all these good things about Tevin, but no, Tevin is hair flip. No shade. Like Tevin love a hair flip.
That he does. I noticed that on the first day. I said, okay, so she's one with the hair.
Okay.
She's one with the hair.
Typically, it's me. I was giving do rag all season. Typically, I usually do my little green twist, and I get lots of hair action. Maybe
Very
that's me. I'll get a little bit of that.
Eugene.
Body. I feel like I should say that for Mega Body, but Eugene got so much body. Eugene's a fine man, and that's one thing I love him. My friends are also fine. But body, he's fine. Teeth, teeth is his.
Oh yeah.
Eugene smiles. His teeth are immaculate. Teeth. That's his word.
Mega body.
Body. Mega Body. You know what? He's so there's an aura around him. I can't think of almost like I don't want to say godlike in the sense of like a Greek god. Like he's very like he's a statue to him. What's stoic? Is stoic the word? Maybe stoic. Like he's very statue. Like he's like a small statue. So stoic or statuesque. Those are the words for him.
Okay.
I can see that.
Dante.
Um, I don't know. I don't have anything. I don't have anything negative for Dante. I don't, but I don't have anything for Dante. I don't feel like he. So I guess just nah. He didn't. There, I don't have anything positive or negative for him. It's very just even killed. Indifferent. Indifference the word. He's just an indifferent type of person. I don't feel like. I mean, as y'all have y'all seen anything strong from him? Either strong. I mean, but no, I don't see anything particularly weak from him. He's not overly dramatic, but he's not just like. But he's just very like. I don't mean that offensively in any way, shape, or form. He just, to me, I feel like he wasn't high energy or just like he was just. sometimes the camera would be on. Indifferent.
All right. Well, that is a very that's lukewarm if I've ever heard it.
Lukewarm. That's the word. That's good, Jamar. Lukewarm.
I'm gonna hear about this in the morning.
Because
Well, that's
they're
what,
gonna say you said it, Jamar. So,
but I mean, that's really where you were going with it, though. Like,
but no,
cause it's like
actually
that's what
that's
you
the
were
perfect
trying to
word. Thank
say.
you.
Yeah, that's what you were trying to say, but you
Yeah,
couldn't say it
lukewarm.
right
Yeah. So
to
you
your
didn't say it,
part.
Jamar. You said it, but like it was from my heart. Thank you.
I just went from what you were given.
Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
lukewarm.
Um, Cash.
It's so weird. Um, God, one word for describe Cash. Absent. Where was he at the whole season? Y'all see? I mean, because y'all see he ain't with us the entire. He eventually shows up.
Lord have mercy. But last, but of course not least, Mulatto.
Wife.
Very that. Very that. Very
I agree
that.
with that one.
And that's not
Very
even like one thing I can but one thing I can say like because me and Malala don't have a relationship either way, but I can say her wife is like when I tell you and that is one thing like I hate that my boyfriends can't come with me to everything just because we all have different schedules and shit, but like her wife is there for her. That's one thing I can say that woman she is there for her
very that. I said I'm not gonna say
everywhere.
absolutely. That's absolutely. That was the first time that we played this game.
Come on, and it's probably the best time. But I'm sure that everyone else will be. And let me be clear. When I say things like I'm the star of and the best of, I say that with all respect to my friends. I love Tevin, Jewel, Megbite, and Eugene. I love them and respect them to the utmost. But they also know who I am and who my authentic is, and I love me. So everywhere I go, I'm the star. Everywhere I go, I'm the best. That's not to belittle anybody else. Y'all be just as great as you are. You can be your best. I know I'm my best. Often I'm other people's best as well. But nonetheless, I know when I walk the room, I'm the best. I'm the shining star. Y'all see me.
We, I mean, if we don't when we first start, we're gonna see you by the end of it.
I can't imagine that you don't anyway.
So, what advice would you give to someone who is recording music and even filming a reality show for the first time? What advice would you give to this person?
Baby, do you? Again, there's so many things that happen in these type of situations. Do you? I feel like there were so many things I could have jumped in and things I could have said things that why? If you focus on you, I can promise you'll be more successful at it. Again, people can say what they want about you. People can talk about you. People can whatever. Can't nobody hurt you. So maybe do you make your music, film your show, whatever. If you focus on being a star instead of being a friend with everybody, so stop trying to mix in with everybody else. Be a star. You do better. Cause y'all see.
Well, I mean, it's really because this is like a first time for a lot of us. This is the first time most of you had ever been on a reality show. This is the first time that I've been part of a production of a reality show, watching so many
And you're
shows.
doing brilliantly.
And
You
thank
did a
you,
brilliant job.
because it is so much harder than I thought it was.
No, I know, even like, I know, and I feel like Les probably feel like I give him a hard time too, but I know he worked, like, there's so much that goes into this. I can imagine just the hours and hours of footage that he probably has to go through and just have to look through and find, okay, not only like, does this even work for the scene, but is this even good enough to even put in here? So I know there's probably so much work that goes in, and I'm more than appreciative. Again, we always want the shows to be a little more consistent, a little more on time. But I also understand we're an indie production. We do things as we can. So y'all continue to support and support watch. Support my friends and everything else. Follow us on Instagram. But most importantly, follow me and download music and all that other good shit. Y'all know.
Yeah, like we do. Yeah, we would like it to be on time and consistent. But like I said, at least it comes out. I've seen worse. So
Because there's some show that just put out like its last episode, like 5 episodes or 5 months after the previous episode, and it's like, who's still waiting around for it? So
It may not come
yeah, so
on time, but it's coming. You know that it's coming.
it may not come when you want it, but it's always right on time.
And
Come
people
on,
discuss it as if it just came out. So it's like,
yeah. So
as long as the
it's
quality's
so
good,
amazing. People
it'd be
keep
different to
watching.
wait for bad stuff. It would be different to wait and it was bad.
Yeah,
Like, at least the quality is good. The
it looks
story's
good.
being told.
Again, sometimes they dragging it a little bit. I feel like all these scenes only need to be 2-episode scenes, but I mean, they look good though.
That's how it was in
Y'all,
real
I
time.
look so good.
It was dragged in real time.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, why was it so long? But I look good on camera, y'all. Let me tell you, I don't know if y'all really be seeing me. I look that day at the brunch. I was looking at myself and I was like, I have never been more fine. I was looking at myself sitting at the end of the table. I look so good.
Excellent lighting.
It did like. We was out that light. Let me tell you, because my jawline looked so crisp. Like I feel like I looked real good sitting at that table. I was like, over it, but I looked good.
Jules, because it's like in that light, there was so many pops of color. You had like Jules' hair. You and them were green. Eugene had yellow. Alyssa had like that green jacket on. It was just like a lot of this. Like you could look, your eyes were going like all over the place. So
it was
like
very eye catching. You're right.
Visually, and guys said, "Come on, lighting, come on, come on." But
it was this ripple of the waves for me, Jamar.
Listen, I'm extra sometimes, bitch. I just look. Tevin ain't got nothing going on over here.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he give you a flip, but that hand wave you just gave me was it.
Okay.
That's him all the time.
All day, every day.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. People really believe that he doesn't do that type of stuff. They think I'm the one that has all the energy and all of this other stuff. It's him.
And I feel like you probably do have tons of. I'll be watching the videos. You have tons of energy. You be in the closet just bumping, and I'm like, okay, go off. Like you be full of energy up in there.
I love period. That's why I think this is why it has worked so long, because it just makes sense. The chemistry's there.
And that's important too. I just enjoy interviewing with you because I enjoy how you two are speaking with each other and like how y'all bounce. Like the chemistry works well, and that's important.
And you know what?
Oh,
go ahead.
And plus on top of that, we do have a real friendship, and we've known each other for like a long ass time.
8 years.
8 years. So we've been friends for 8 years. That's part of.
I pray I have more friends of that type of like long standing. I do. I have some really, really close friends that I've been friends with for a while. Yeah, so yeah, I'm good. But that's one important. Amen for y'all.
I mean, hey, that's the only why this show even exists, because this is
just exactly
our phone conversations in front of people. Honestly, and then we started.
And look, if you got the right people enough, again, it worked with me. It may not work with everybody, but I mean, if you got the right people, that can be a delicious conversation. Because I know the folks that entertain right now with us.
They are.
They're trying to get the steam. But that actually leads into one of our last questions that we like to ask each guest that we come on here. It's like, did you have a good time? Did you have fun? Do you feel like we did our job as the hosts of the show? Like, give us your feedback.
I had a great time. And then also maybe, again, I know you, Jamar, so I'm already comfortable with you. Scotty, I don't personally know you, but again, I've now been watching your videos. And I know, again, that room Martell was enough to do it for me, baby. So this was a great conversation. And I will say, not purely, any conversation with me is probably going to be pleasant because I'm trying to give you all what you all need from me as well. But yeah, I think this is a great interview. I am so appreciative that y'all even had me on here, talking about the show and everything. Please, anytime y'all need me, anytime y'all want to say something about me, let me know. I'll pop up. But yeah, no, I think you guys have been wonderful. You all work together really well. So yeah, this is good.
All right, awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate
Absolutely.
The love from cast to crew, and I'll give it right back because we can't do what we do without y'all, and vice versa.
It's a group effort.
Relationship. So
well, I want to say this, Jamar, not to cut you out. He'll do good on Boys Night Out with us as a guest. He'll do good on Boys Night Out.
Come on, look, let me know. I'm a boy, and I'll be out at night.
We have another show. It's bi-weekly. It's like a panel type show. It's called Boys
I
Night
see
Out. We do it like every other Friday. I like to call it like the prime time slash LGBT version of the View, but less serious. You
I
know,
love the
it's,
View. Let me tell you.
We play Fuck Mary Kill on there. It's a whole kiki.
yes, it really is. It's
No, yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
like a good. Whenever y'all want me on there, y'all just let me know. Give me like a week in advance so I can make sure I can book me in there. But yeah, we got it.
Okay, well, period. So
I'm
before you go,
our
let us know like what do you have that's upcoming? Like, do you have any shows that the audience can buy tickets and support you at? What can we find you?
awesome. Well, make sure y'all follow me on all social media. Again, at Martell Star, MartelStar. You can download all my music on your favorite music platforms. So whether you like Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, some of y'all use iHeartRadio, even Amazon, all that. If they play music there, my music is there. All you got to type in is Martell Star. You can Google me just as easily. Y'all can find me currently on the Circle Atlanta, which I am starring in, which I'm the star in. Y'all already know. Y'all can find me in Porn and Poppin' and Energy on watchactv.com. Again, that's watchactv.com. I'm in Twisted, the web series, and Seven from Love, which are currently out. So there's a bunch of things. I'm actually working on some new music. I'm getting ready to release a new single. I'm honestly trying to decide really what my next single will be. I'm choosing between two songs. But the In the Night remix will be coming out soon as well. Again, that's going to be showing a little preview of that on episode 5. And then I'll be dropping that in September. So yeah, there's tons of new music. I'm working on some videos. So I'm just trying to stay busy. Again, I just keep thanking God, and I just keep asking Him to continue to bless me.
Well, that's great. It's been definitely been a pleasure having you here. I was
Thank you.
wondering
It's been so
how these
wonderful.
interviews would go, seeing as the dynamic will be a bit different, but I think it'll work. I think it works.
So those reviews are so like just the whole group of y'all. Like, I love Abby. Abby is my girl, but y'all know Really B is my girl. Really B is my like. I'm gonna be in the month. I'm gonna go meet up with her. Like, I know we just gonna get a drink or something, but I know I want that woman to be my friend. Like, I enjoy her. I thank y'all so much for even just doing that. Because again, that's still time of y'all day that y'all could be doing something else. Y'all could be watching some other shows. Y'all could be talking about anything. But instead, you spend it watching. You spend it watching me and then talk about me and then the other people.
Well,
So
I'm
thank
gonna say
you.
this before we go. I'm glad that you have that kind of attitude about it because we've been reviewing shows for years, and then it's another arena when we review web series and we're able to reach y'all versus reviewing Love and Hip Hop and Housewives of Atlanta. We ain't really got that much of a reach to them. Like we can try to
Right.
create one, but it's not that easy to get to them. But when we're reviewing shows like you guys' show or Chasing or whatever, it's an easy reach. So when we're
Yeah.
reviewing those, the opinions aren't always going to be positive. You're going to have a moment where someone's going to get red for something that they did, and then it's like, and we've had this talk before, many times before. It's okay when we're saying our nice things, but then when you do something messed up and we got to call you out for it, then that's where the
And
issue
then
comes
and
in.
then that's what it is. People don't want to hear the truth. Again, again when you start reading Martell, again, like I said, I thought that was you just being funny, which is fine. Again, there's so many people are going to have different opinions. Everyone's not going to like me. People are going to be like, dang, Martell's obnoxious. Martell's annoying. Martell, he just do too much. And that's okay. I understand people are going to have a different opinion of me, and I even would love to hear those. If someone's me like, you know what, I watch you in the show and you're a mess, and I don't care for you that much. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. I understand. Like, I'm always open to hear feedback on me because I would know that's what we're in the entertainment industry. So just the same as I would want to know how someone reviews my movie, tell me how I'm doing in this web series. Tell me how my music is, like all that shit. And so I hate that people probably do get on these things and like, oh, well, them not care about your opinion anyway. Why do I skip and don't be talking about me? And it's like, girl, you should be thankful that someone's taking the time
Hmm.
out because right now we're all
They'll
independent
evolve
people.
it.
We're local.
They'll come in and say that. They'll go on other platforms and say stuff
And it's
and on
ugly.
Instagram and
I'm
say
sorry, y'all. I gotta
stuff.
move my phone about to die. This is real ghetto of me. So I'm about to just stand over to the side. Y'all just gonna deal with me right here. But we on.
You fine.
But yeah, I think that's truly ugly because again, I would love to come on your show. If you hated me, I would even more love to come on your show. So let's talk about why you hate me or why you don't care for my character, and we can get to that. But I would be damned if someone.
Which is the point of us doing interviews, because we may not like a person, but we'll give them an interview. And a lot of the times, we've interviewed people that I didn't necessarily care for on the show that they were on, but when I interviewed them, I saw them in a different light outside of the show. So it
Yeah,
changed my
but
opinion on
most
them.
of the time these people aren't who they really are on the show. So you probably
Yeah.
would like them better in person.
Yeah, so it's been plenty of people. Jamar came to me and said, "Okay, this person want to interview." I'm like, I don't know. And then we'll interview them, and then I'm like, "Okay, that was cool." You know what I mean? That's what the whole interview thing is about. But sometimes some people don't even allow you, don't even give you the time to give them a damn interview because they be so pressed about
What you saying, child, and that again, folks worry about the wrong thing. My only goal is to be successful. So again, if a bitch is out here talking bad about me, baby, you're spending your time to talk about me. So let's go ahead and focus on that. We can do a whole interview while you talk about me. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, so again, I can only speak for me. I am so appreciative. I thank y'all again, even the folks who don't care for me and don't like me. I thank y'all for still taking the time out to speak about me because you didn't have to. But I bothered you that much that you spoke about me still. And I thank you for that. And I ask that you continue to do so because I know that you all will. But again, those who have been supportive, like, Scotty, you would be like, I watch the reviews every time and I'm always so thankful because you may not think it, but you are funny. What you're saying is intelligent. And again, sometimes folks just don't want to hear the truth. And we can't do nothing about that.
And y'all have to see Martell's ignorant ass outfit at this reunion.
Oh,
that ignorant ass outfit.
Let me tell you, that do-rag thing. And you know what? It's crazy. People do not like my do-rags. And it's so, again, I don't understand why it matters people so much. But folks over here like, he wear that do-rag every episode. Baby, I'm going to wear that do-rag for 15 seasons, 15 episodes straight.
Time.
So,
with the exception of that audition, you will have that do-rag.
Yeah, and I think there's probably only like 2 more times I don't wear it. I don't have a problem being bald. I love being bald headed. Like, I look good when I'm bald headed. I look good with my do rag. I look good with this wig. So I mean, everybody can't do everything. So I mean, everybody ain't able. That's Bible. Everybody ain't able.
Okay, man. But again, thank you so much, Martell, for coming on to the show. We had such a great time. You know I love you. Now I know that you love me.
Now that I know, you've been new. You may not have known, but now you know too.
But
I love y'all and I thank y'all.
Absolutely. Do you have any last words for us, Scotty, before we end the show?
I'm hungry as hell, and I'm gonna get up here and eat. Those are my words.
I cannot. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you again, Martell, for coming on and sharing your story with us. We're going to go ahead and get the hell up out of here because bitches is tired because people worked full-time
all day.
Oh, God. Bye, y'all.
Thank y'all so
much. All right.